Hey there, sorry I'm a bit late there. It's Nicola here from Conscious Crypto Traders for our live stream today. Like yesterday, it's just going to be a short one because we're really in a progression of a theme here in Bitcoin and across all of the coins. Let me just turn off all my devices because I forgot to do that. It's been a really harrowing morning. It's noisy everywhere I go. There's issues with noise, so I just apologize for all of that in advance. So thanks for being here. Normally we live stream every Wednesday at this time. And while we're coming out of this big pattern, swinging back into what looks like within the next week or two or three, that we could be back into the bull run season. That is the most optimistic view of the market right now. We want to be doing daily live streams at this time. So we've been doing dailies just to help you through this and make sure that you know what you're doing and you're making the most of this, because this is a time where we are, we've got people that are entering into the wrong trades too early, too late, and then losing money. So today we're going to be doing technical analysis for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And if you have a coin that you would like me to do, make sure that you post that in your in the comment section, and we will get going. And for those of you who are just joining us, I'd really appreciate it if you liked our video. And I'm just going to get my phone out because I don't seem to be able to stop it. As I said, I've got lots of technical issues happening today. And anyway, let's look at Bitcoin. We're looking at Bitcoin on the daily, and it's looking quite nice. We have broken out of this downward wedge, pretty much been trying to come up and break this descending line, and have been failing, haven't even been reaching it, right, until we've finally broken out. And we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 clear candles above the line, and we've got a clear candle bottom today so far above the Fibonacci at 36,971. So we might be establishing a bit of support here. We're going to niche down into this. Now, I also just want to pull down this pink line here just to remind everybody that when we first started this pattern, we were looking at it. So if we just look over here to the left, we came down, we went up, touched it, got rejected, came back down, touched this. And so it looked like this was going to be a sideways channel, potentially a bear flag, and it ended up turning down a little bit more to create a descending or a symmetrical triangle or a descending narrowing wedge, which breaks to the upside. And the target of that is at 43,617 approximately, where this candle here at the top, this is the candle I'm going off of. You could draw it up to this candle here at 46,710. I have got it there just so I can observe it. But look, this is the golden ratio of the entire market since we had the bull run to the swing high. So this means that 43,674 is a significant resistance line. And if we go back down into the weekly, you will see this is it here, this line here. You'll see that, this just kind of looks really cool as a significant line, because when we had the touch down here, we came up, we touched it, got rejected off of it to continue on in the bull run. And then when we came back down here, we touched it as support, and then we actually broke through that line, and then this golden ratio line became resistance. So let's have a look and see where we're at if you wanted to trade this. I think those of you who are spot trading, this is really difficult decision time, because even though we have the CME gap down, down in the 32,400, and I'm calling it about 90. I'm going to show you what it is exactly. Even though we have that around about down here, we've got a lot of support for potentially not going lower than 37,000. We just need to wait and see. On the 4 hourly, we've broken out, confirmed that this line here of that has been acting as resistance is being supported. We haven't come back down to it. We had an opportunity to come back down to it again here. We had an opportunity to come all the way down to the CME gap, but the bulls stepped in and drove this thing back up. I think people have, I think they've got bear syndrome fatigue or something like that. We're ready for higher prices. But we kind of need to monitor this, because what we don't want to see happen is this turn into an M, right? So just watch out for that if you're entering into a long. So as far as, hey, Kelly, great to see you. I think you're the Kelly that's coming to the Conscious Crypto event that we've got, right? By the way, early bird tickets for that, folks. 3 days in October to get you ready for the super cycle. Lots of workshops, lots of forums. Early bird tickets get taken off the table and ticket prices go up on the 1st of August, which is at the end of the week. So you want to get your tickets today. The link is in the description. I'm going to drop a link further on as well, talk to you a bit more about that. So watch that M, right? Because this could mean that we could still go back down to this line, but for the moment we're getting supported. So let's go down into the, let's stay on the 4 hourly, draw some trend lines. Can we start doing this? I'm going to just turn that into yellow so you can see this. That's better. Yeah, this could potentially be, this could be a symmetrical triangle. Let's just see if we break this line and then come back down here or break below it, then obviously that invalidates this pattern. But this is potentially a symmetrical triangle, which on the 4 hourly is a lot more significant than a pattern that is on the 1 hourly. So depending on where we break out, where it looks like we're going to go up and retest the golden Fibonacci at 43,619, potentially get a bit rejected off here like we did in this instance, came up, got rejected off of before we even got to the 40,900. But that is a bullish pattern because it's a continuation pattern. We've come into it from the downside into the upside to create this pattern. So let's watch that. If we're looking at the 4 EMA, we've got blue, green, yellow, red, which is the EMAs that are supporting this, right? We're getting some support there from that. Let's go down into, I'm going to go down into the 1 hour. But before I do that, the trade, as you know, to enter the trade would be wait for a breakout. And in this market, it is super important that we reconfirm that previous resistance line is support, and then we come up and then you enter the trade there. You can also enter at the breakout candle if it's a green candle that clears this line and it doesn't roll over it, it clears it. Because if it rolls over it, which is what happened here on this green candle, we could end up just trading up really fast, looks like a bull run, and then boom, zap back down into the pattern. And then, you could potentially be at a loss. So you have to watch out for that. So you want to make sure the hour candle has closed and the bottom of it is green and it is above this line. And if you've got the Ichimoku cloud showing us that throwing out in front of us that we are good to go, so we've got a green cloud, which looks like we're heading into another bull run. We might close out quite strong at the end of July. Let's have a look. So that's what we're waiting on. Let's go down into the 1 hour and see if we can get better clarity there. Oops. That always happens once I've done that. I keep forgetting to move over. Cooly bananas. Yeah, so this is territory here now where we're coming into the pinnacle, and we could break out today or tomorrow. when the New York institutional buyers or the New York Stock Exchange opens, and then the CME opens in Chicago. So we've got, like, within the next 24 hours, this is going to break either to the upside, 80% chance to break to the upside, 20% chance to break to the downside. But the Ichimoku cloud is looking green, which means that we've got flow, right? If it was red ahead of us and below us, that would be making it look a little bit, bearish. So what's really interesting is we came all the way up, and then when we came back down, we found the support to create this pattern. I just find that superbly interesting. So we would be looking at an entry somewhere between 38,786 to maybe 39,000, a little bit over there, somewhere in that vicinity, depending on what the indicators are at the time. And as you know, whenever I enter into a trade, I like to go down to the 1 minute to see if there's any potential U-turns ahead of me in the Ichimoku cloud. And we could go down further. We've got a decline here on the Ichimoku. We could trade sideways, but we could also go down a little bit, in which case, that would indicate that you're going to have a better entry point coming up. Then I like to go to the 5 minute, and I'm seeing that there is no trade here right now unless you're an experienced scalper and you're watching this incline here over the next 20, 30 minutes, where we might just go up a few pips. Actually, that's not a few pips. It's only about $300, which would take us just up into the Ichimoku cloud. Generally speaking, you don't want to be trading inside patterns because they can be very volatile. You want to wait for the breakout, and you want to be confirmed on that. So I would say that the Chinese market are probably going to determine tonight if this breaks out. So you want to make a note of that. Set your alarms. I would set my alarm for 38,500, and I would also set my alarm for 37.21, just in case we end up coming down and breaking this support here. And as we said before, the target, you're gonna hit the significant resistance here at 40,908. So that would be a good time to take profit. Watch it if it starts retracing back a bit, and then get out of the trade if you don't want to leave it all the way up to the fulfillment of this target, which is at 42,805. And just remember, that pink line there is significant resistance. This is the line to beat. This is the line we have not gone above for 2 months, right? We keep touching it and getting rejected. So if you want to play it safe, you might want to take most of your profit out of the trade, and then if we get rejected and retrace, you can just top it up and add back into it as we go back up. But this is going to be danger zone. We come back up here and we get rejected off of this again, it is possible that we could come all the way back down to test this support line again, all the way back down to possibly even 30,300. I'm not seeing that in the Ichimoku cloud right now, but that is a possibility. So we don't want to get cocky here and think that we are in, bull territory, very certainly without any risk of going further to the downside. And just to remind you, in this channel, we're following the Saturn retrograde, which is, oh yay, Kelly's excited for the event. We've got some great speakers, guys. I hope that you've got your tickets. Let's have a look at this. This is the fractal from last year. The purple background is 2020 Saturn retrograde. The theme of Saturn retrograde is limitation, retarded speed, and normally when we go into retrograde, the markets respond by being very slow and sluggish, as well as volatile within a short within a tight trading range. So let me show you, if you haven't seen this fractal before, on the left-hand side, if you follow my mouse, when we entered Saturn retrograde, we came into a pretty big dump. Then we traded sideways within a rather large range, and it was $3,000, I think. We hit June, we start tightening up the range. And as we come into the end of June and come into July, we get tighter and tighter, meaning we don't go as high and we don't go as low, right? It's got tighter and tighter and tighter. Then we swing back up again and we start going up and up until we actually shoot up, come across, and then slap back down. And we don't actually get out of this funk of trading within this, within this pattern of, well, I wouldn't call it sideways action, but it's definitely within a sideways range until we go Saturn progressive, which basically means Saturn has tipped its axis back to its normal axis. And last year that happened on the 28th of September. And then we traded sideways, went down a little bit, like it was like a final dip before we had the big bull run. So on the top is the black that I'm creating because I'm following this. You'll see that this year Saturn retrograde happened on the 23rd of May, so it happened 13 days later, and we had a big dip, just like we had a big dip there in 2020. Then we traded sideways here within 10, I think it was a $10 to $11,000, up, down. But then that up, down tightened and we got tighter and tighter and tighter, exactly what happened here last year. And then when we started coming into this period, I think it was like 2.5 months into Saturn retrograde, we get a little bit of a tightening and then when this starts going up here, the price action starts going up here in 2020, I put that at somewhere between the 2nd to the 9th of August. So that's next week, guys. We just might have one more week of trading within this range of 28,000 up to 40,000 approximately. And then there's an opportunity for us possibly, if we're going to follow this pattern from last year, that we shoot up and we create this Bart Simpson pattern, right? But in the meantime, we've got a really big rally coming. So we got plenty of time to trade well in this time. So, don't be being cocky here and jumping into trades when there aren't any. Wait for that confirmation breakout. If we break to the downside, if we break down 37,104, it is possible that we're going to go down to close the CME gap. And the CME gap is at 32,475. Here it is, this arrow there, right? And if you look at the Ichimoku cloud on the 4-hourly, we are above red, which is an indication that we could come down. For now, we're getting supported, but we could come down. So that's the number one reason why we want to see which way are we going to break, up or down, and then place the trade. If you're shorting, I would wait till we come under 37,000 on a red candle with a red Ichimoku cloud and looking like there's volume that's going to push it down. And if you're longing, you want to wait till we get above this line here with volume to push it away from your entry point. And this is how far is that? It's 50%, like on a 10x leverage, like there's about a 5% increase before we could possibly get rejected off of this line and come back down. So I think if we get up to this pink line before the 2nd of August, the likelihood of us getting rejected here is, I don't know, probably 70%. But if we take the next week to slowly make our way up here, it's possible that this is the line that we break around about then, and then we just shoot up. And if we do reach this target of this asymmetrical triangle here, that's an indication that, the bulls might just start coming in big time and blast through this 43,627 golden ratio line here. So that's Bitcoin looking overall bullish with just a few cautionary tales here about a bit of price action coming to the downside. So let's wait and see what happens. Tomorrow's live stream, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you've subscribed, hit the bell and click all. We are a tutorial channel. We're not a signals channel. So we're teaching you how to enter into trades when there are some, and teaching you not to when they're not. We upload tutorials on how to trade profitably every day. We do technical analysis training. We do scenario strategies, trading strategies, and mindset training as well. And then the live streams supplement that with good technical analysis. So you're getting repetition each time you watch and learning the indicators that we're working with to be able to figure out when your trades are going to be more profitable than than not. Let's look at Ethereum. And would love some likes, guys. We're a new channel and we're growing really fast. Like we're growing at like about 8-9%. We were growing at 6% a day. Now it's around 8-9% a day. So thank you so much. We put a lot of effort and a lot of energy. So the like is like giving energy back. It's like, hey, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you telling me this. So I'm going to appreciate you in return by clicking that like button and helping you with your YouTube algorithm. So here we are, and this is messy for Ethereum because as I said, it's been a strange day today, and I've just had all sorts of obstacles, so I haven't had time to clean the chart up for you. Let me just turn the Ichimoku cloud off and the 4 EMA. W, guys, W, and it's a confirmed W because we touched the neckline. So now what we're doing is we're waiting. Are we going to break this neckline, come up above here, in which case this would be a really good time to enter the trade just when we hit above 24, let's say 24.20. If we confirm this line, the 24.11 line as support, that is a good time to enter along, which has a target up here of approximately 31.59. It's going to change depending, because this is the neckline is a sloping line. It's going to change depending on where we actually break out. So I've made a mental note here on my chart to take profit at that level there, right? However, we've got this Fibonacci line, which is the structure of the bull market, where I've gone swing high to swing low of that whole, the beginning of the bull market to the swing high of this market. That's at around 3,400. If we get up here, it's possible we start getting excited because we are absolute low price fatigue right now, in my opinion, and it could push all the way up there. So that's why I would be looking at taking 75% profit out here, and then seeing if I could ride it all the way up here if we do indeed go. Now, a lot can happen. More patterns can post between here and there. So we've got to be watching it daily. Because if it changes, then that strategy would change, right? But right now, we're waiting to see what's going to happen here. Now, this is the danger here. CME gap for Ethereum is 2040. So if you're not sure what CME gap is, we did an entire training on Sunday's live stream. So if you go to the channel and go into the playlist live stream and you look for the CME one, it was a really long training on that, as well as market analysis. This is the danger with longing Ethereum right now, is that while this is a W and it's a bullish pattern, we came up to create that last leg of the W in a rising channel, which is a bearish breakout pattern, which means we break down to the downside more often than we break to the upside. In this case, we have broken down, but we found support. And the target for this breakdown, if we continue to go down, is all the way back to the bottom of the wedge, which is 1720. I'm not sensing we're going to go that low. If anything, I think this will be a failure pattern. We could come down to close the CME gap, around 20,000. We might wick down to 19,000. And the reason why I say that is when we bring in the Ichimoku cloud, the Ichimoku cloud has got a lot of green, got a lot of flow in front of us. And also, if we turn that off and we turn on the 4 EMA, on the 4 hourly, the EMAs between the blue, here's the blue, you can barely see it because of the price action. But if we look at this blue line here, this green line, and this yellow line and red line, they're stacked up really nicely for bullish momentum, but also there's gaps between them. So it's going to take a while before they close. In which case I think it's possible we might come back down to test here, maybe even come back down to the CME gap and then continue to the upside. But watch out for longing Ethereum right now, because you've got resistance of the big neckline for the W ahead of you, and you've got some resistance here of this upward sloping channel, because if we come into the 1 hour, in technical analysis, remember with patterns, how do you trade patterns? Well, if you were going to look to short this, you might have shorted this breakdown candle, right? You might have caught that, which I did. And then you wait for it to come back to confirm that this is the support line. The support line has now gone to become resistance. And then you wait for it to come down back above the breakout here, which would be the short. You would enter in at 2145, and you would traditionally ride this all the way down to the bottom, as I said, which takes us down to what did I say? 1719 approximately. However, we might only come down here and bounce off of that. So I think it's a bit dangerous longing Ethereum right now, unless you're an experienced scalper and you know what you're doing on the shorter time frames. We are better off waiting to see, are we going to go below 2152, in which case if we get a confirmed breakdown below here, we've got some red candles, we've got momentum coming in to push the price down, and the volume coming in, and the Ichimoku cloud is looking a little bearish on the lower time frames, then we could enter a short. But I would be waiting till we break up above the neckline, and even breaking above this support line here, because we could break above the neckline and go and do a U-turn. And what have we been seeing a lot lately? We've been seeing U-turns, right? So this is a huge trade. So you're better off just waiting until we get a really clear breakout above 2437, in my opinion, and then entering the long there. And then you're protecting your capital for a big trade. And then let's go back into the 4 hourly, and you might want to take profit here at the golden ratio for this market at 26.76, maybe a little bit lower, maybe 26.40. And then see how far we retrace. When we retrace, add some more to the trade, and then ride it all the way back up to the top. But as I said, I think this is going to take another week to before we get a really big significant breakout above this golden ratio line, and then confirm that we're heading towards bullish territory. So that is what I would be waiting for. So what kind of comments have I got? Thank you so much, Nicola. Channel is really helping me. Oh, Gavin, that's great. This is a tutorial channel, guys. So make sure you go to our playlist and you watch the videos we've uploaded on how to use Bybit, trading view. We've got trading strategies. There's so much there. And all of our live streams are teaching you. They're not just saying, hey, this is price action and here's the entry and here's the trading signal. It's like, no, it's teaching you to be able to make the decision for yourself to make a trade, because we're not online 24/7, and not all traders are online 24/7. And if there's a breakout, you're going to know what to do, right? And then if you're in a trade and it's going in the opposite direction, you're also going to know what to do because you've got good technical analysis. And for those of you really interested in being a profitable trader, would be great if you get your early bird ticket this week to the Conscious Crypto Traders event. I'll just talk about that a little bit before we go into XRP, and I'm going to look at your comments as well. If there is anything, that you want me to look at as well, just let me know. I've just got to keep an eye on the time. So anyway, let me just talk about this event. 3 days of workshops, expert Q&A forums. Here are the confirmed speakers. Crypto, Da Vinci J15 Offshore Citizen, the Bitcoin Family Guy, Didi Taihutu, Crypto Wendy, Jacqueline Van Langer from Blockchain Today, who's one of our mentors, Tax Crypto, Digital Asset News, Marzel Money, myself, Teresa, and also we're going to have a special guest from a really good friend of mine who's actually staying downstairs with his partner right now, seeing Kenshin, who's going to be talking about Bitcoin meditation. He's going to be doing a masterclass on becoming a ninja via using mindfulness techniques to trade your way to success. And then we've got a whole lot of panels of experts coming in to help you with what indicators to use and how to use them, strategies for the end of the bull run, making sure all of your profits aren't going to the tax man, and what to do about that, whether you want to go offshore or minimize your taxes within your home country. We're going to be looking at tax law and regulation. that's coming down the pipeline, because it's going to be really important for you to get set up before that happens. Otherwise, if some of these laws come in and they make them retroactive, then you're going to be paying huge taxes on what you've made over the last couple of years. We're going to do profitable mindset training. We're going to do, what are you going to do with all that Bitcoin? How are you going to keep it growing through the bear cycle, and balancing your portfolio of top picks for altcoins, DeFi, and NFTs. So the early bird special price ends at the end of this week. So you've only got a few more days to get it. I always say go get it now. And I'm going to type in here, it's https://www. The conscious crypto event.com/2021. That should work. Looking forward to the mindfulness training. Kelly, Sien's really awesome. Like, he's my neighbor at the moment, and that's going to be a totally awesome moment where, you know, you just get into that, learn how to get into that space. The more you learn how to get into that space of mindfulness, the more instinctual you can become when you start looking at the charts, right? Because yesterday, what did I tell you all yesterday? Yesterday, when we were up here on this red candle, I was saying, guys, watch out for this. Whoops. Because this is shaping up to be a Bart Simpson. And what happened? We completed a Bart Simpson. How did I know that? Because I've been doing this mindfulness training so that I can move with the price action. I can start to feel the resistance and the support and the momentum. So where I'm doing good technical analysis, but I'm developing an instinct for the market. Now, I didn't trade my instincts. I was aware of my instincts, and I was watching like a hawk, and I set my alarms, and instead of just being caught unaware of this big dip, right? That's how mindfulness can help you become highly profitable and also stop losing trades, right? Cool. So what else have we got? Minna said maybe cup and handle there. Where's the cup and handle? You're talking about Ethereum, right? I was on the 1 hour. Oh, yes. Good spotting, Batman. Or Batgirl. I'm not quite. Oh, is that Mina? That's Batman, isn't it? Yes. Well spotted. That is a cup and handles. That, my friends, is bullish pattern. Look at that. Cup, confirmed handle, perfect cup and handles. So now let's look at the neckline. Man, I didn't see that. It's because I've been so busy today. I haven't really sat down and had a chance to go over this. That is amazing. So if we keep coming up here and we break up above here, you just want to follow the rules. Break up above the neckline, confirm the neckline as support, break up above it. I would still wait to break up here unless you start seeing volume and this thing starts taking off. So that means that we've got a net. So that takes us above. That's a pattern that's going to take us above the support line, which means we've then broken out of the neckline of the W. So we've got two bullish patterns here. Let's have a look at Ichimoku and see what that's telling us. By the way, guys, we'd love for those of you who haven't liked the channel, I'm working hard here for you to like it. And that way we know we will keep making videos because we know people like it. Because if people don't like stuff, you know, both Teresa and I have got businesses that we could be doing other things on. So we're volunteering our information for you here. So we do appreciate you giving us some energy back just by liking and commenting and subscribing and even sharing the videos if you found them valuable. So yeah, this is looking slightly bullish. It may take us a while to get there though. I think again, the Chinese market, 6 o'clock, bang, look at that. The daily candle, after the daily candle closes today at 6 o'clock US Mountain Time, which is midnight UTC. So you can transfer that into your own time zone. We've got a bit of a rally here, and then a little bit more downward action and then some trading sideways and coming down a bit. So that could confirm that we would go up, come back down to confirm this is support, scooch on up, and then out of this trade to the upside. So I don't mean out of this trade, out of this pattern up to the upside. So that is that for Ethereum. Good spotting on the cup and handle. XRP on the daily has been trading down a channel. Let me just get rid of that. And then it's been trading, which is a bullish breakup, which we've broken up to the upside. And the first target for this is 73.26. So you might want to set it for maybe 72 cents or something like that, just in case we fall short. But if we come down, let me just put that in there a little bit closer. That's the movement Fibonacci. The Fibonacci lines that are there are from the market swing high to low from the whole bull market. Come down into the 4 hour. We could be trading in a channel. Look at that, another Bart Simpson. Or this could be another megaphone, because we had a megaphone, and this just looks like this actually could be a bigger megaphone forming here. Oh no, slightly. Let's just see what happens with the next candle that comes to the upside here. But XRP loves going in channels. Now, here's what you need to remember about this is like today, the SEC has, the Ripple has a deposition of Hinman, who was ex-SEC, who may have damning information. And if we get a really positive result out of today, when the Chinese market comes on tonight, this could pump. Equally, if we get some information and it was disappointing, then we could come back down here to retest this breakout line that we've broken out of, which we haven't retested really, and come back down to maybe 55 cents. I'm not thinking that's likely, and I'll show you why. If we go here, this is actually, let me just redraw that for you. We take the Fibonacci and just have a look at this movement. I'm just going to look at this movement here. So I'm going to go the bottom of the wick. Oops. I'm going to start the Fibonacci retracement tool at the bottom of the wick. I'm going to take it to the swing high. We've been supported, look at this, by the golden ratio. And we've been supported a couple of times, right? We came back down, came up here. It could be coming down under it now. Let's have a look at it. But it's significant to get supported by this line. So I would be waiting for a green candle heading up in the other direction to put in a long. And I would do I would do this by looking at the Ichimoku cloud to see where we're going ahead. And I would do this with low leverage. And the reason that I would do it with low leverage is that I want to make sure that I'm in case this takes off when I'm not looking, right? So if we get positive news coming out, this is going to take off, and sometimes you're not even going to see it. So if we get a green candle above, and it's above it, like it clears this golden ratio, that is a good time to put in a long, low leverage, and I mean 3x, right, or 5x, so that you can get in if this thing shoots off without you looking at, and then riding it back up to 67.92, possibly even all the way up to the top. Awesome. Okay, so that's XRP, but XRP is basically looking quite bullish. Now, the thing to remember is that, let's go just back down into the 4 hourly. Yeah, this is looking like a megaphone. That is a bearish scenario. So we need to watch that. But this is tradable, right? You could trade this and at least trade it up to the next Fibonacci level. But this is a breakout. We've broken out of here and we've confirmed this breakout. So we're heading towards 73. Whether we dip down back down here at 59 or even down here at 55 is another question. That's what we need to watch. If we break this line, and for a few candles, and we get bearish momentum, then we're looking good. I'm not seeing any bearish signs here on the RSI. We're in the middle, so it could go up or down, but I'd be waiting for that. And that's XRP. We're going to monitor this. Tomorrow we'll probably have a look at it. We'll have a longer live stream tomorrow because Teresa will be joined with me. And Ministry, did Bitcoin break downwards right now? No. Breaking downward means it's broken out of a pattern. So a breakdown would be that it would be here. That's where the candle would be because it's broken down. During the normal course of trading, let's go down onto the 1 minute, the price is always going up and down, up and down. When a price goes up and down, that is not called a breakout or a breakdown. That's just called normal volatile price action, right? The breakdown would be when we break down out of the pattern, and it looks like we're just starting to go back up anyway, because that's just normal price action. Does that make sense? Awesome. Great. So just finally, before I go, one of the things I think is the reason why I think you need to be at this event here for the conscious crypto traders event that we're doing. This is 100% workshops, tutorials, your ability to talk to the YouTubers and ask questions, your ability to fill in the gaps of your knowledge and get advanced strategies to prepare you for a cycle that is going to make millionaires, multi-millionaires, and billionaires. And if you don't invest a little bit of money in training, you invest it by losing it in your trades because you don't know what the heck you're doing and you're not used to a volatile market. If this is your first bull market and you're going into a bear market and you've never done the transition from bull to bear, chances are you're probably going to hold on to all of your stuff way too long, and then it'll crash on you while you're sleeping and you lose a lot of value in your coins, because that happens to 90% of the people. And most of the people that happens to are people that have not invested in learning proper technical analysis, learning strategies, learning mindset. So, like for a measly, like I think the ticket price is $247 today. It's going up by $100 at the end of the week, and the proper ticket price is $747, I think. If you do the VIP, it's $395. So for a really small price, think of it this way: if you don't have this information, then, and you don't have that training and you're not willing to invest in yourself, then you'll invest it through loss after loss after loss in your trades, right? That's what I did. I did a course and I thought, hey, I know what I'm doing now. And then I got really cocky and there was so many details and so many things that I didn't know. And all of the speakers that we've got have been, like Da Vinci J has been in the Bitcoin since $1, right? And these traders have been in the have seen several bull markets and several bear market transitions. So they're going to be able to help you have really good strategies for that. Okay, cool. So that's just my 2 cents worth on that. The link to that is below. And just to finish off with, because Mina's just posted a comment, it crossed your triangle. So I don't know what triangle you're looking at, but how you draw your lines is that you want to have as many, and I don't know what time frame you're on either, but you need to have as many touch points on your trend lines to be valid. And also you've got to look at your exchange, because if you're looking at a different exchange from me, it is possible that it's come down. But you can see if we come back down into the 15-minute, you can see a green candle has already started to post. So it's possible that it's not, it's going to bounce back up here, and it could break down, but that's what I've got here. So the bottom line is just get really deliberate with your trend lines. The more deliberate you are, the more accurate you are. And so therefore you don't enter into trades when there isn't really a trade there. But in my opinion, the breakout trade would be, you've got a support line here. So if you broke out of here, then the price action should be 36,800. right? 36,800 is heading down, and we're still above 36,955, which is the significant support. And look at this, we just got a wick, which means we got rejected. So, and we're in the pinnacle of a triangle. So we've got to wait for a clear breakout. Make sure that you are under support lines, not sitting on top of them. Otherwise, you're going to get U-turned. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. I appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. For those of you who have liked and helped the channel out, thank you very much. For those of you who haven't, be good to get some energy back from you to know that we're on track. And until tomorrow, trade consciously. And Teresa will be joining me tomorrow. Bye-bye.